All right, folks, you're back again with us, and now we're gonna welcome someone who has taken the comic world by storm with a unique blend of humor and also surrealism. She's the talented creator of the wildly popular Komik Ga Jelas. Well, let's welcome to the studio, Jasmine Hanny Surkatty.
Hi.
Yes.
Welcome to the
to the
Morning
studio.
Show.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Likewise.
And thank you for bringing this
Yes.
merchandises. There's a lot of them.
Yes.
These are my babies.
Yes, we can see there's like one big baby head right here. But of course, we want to talk about the comic, the characters, and especially how it has the great impact here in Indonesia and also abroad. And of course, we want you to also share with us your exciting ventures into animation as well, film, and also beyond. So once again, Jasmine, welcome here on the C Morning Show. As you can see right here, you have all of your merchandises, as Archie have mentioned before. But can you please tell us before, Komik Ga Jelas? The title itself is absurdism, Ga Jelas. Can you please tell us what inspired you in the first place to make this?
Well, actually, it all began when I was in my university days. Actually, like back then, even when I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a comic artist. So I really want to make my own comics, and one of my dreams is actually to be in Marvel comic universe and everything. So when I'm growing up in Indonesia, there's no comic classes yet. So I went to design communication visual, but afterwards, I was thinking like, oh, I should like test out in Marvel. And I actually went through the first phase. So I met with CB Cebulski, the head honcho of Marvel.
Oh.
But then afterwards, when it comes
When
to
you were still in uni?
Yes.
Okay.
When it comes to like the tasks for the email, I didn't saw it. So in my stressful days, I actually made this comics. I was like, oh no, I didn't get into Marvel. And then I just make silly little adventures about me and my friends. But turns out, that's where my career is right now. So yeah, the name Ga Jelas actually came from my friend who saw the comic and said, "Nggak jelas banget sih, Jess. You're so absurd, Jess." And then it just became like that.
Wow. So yeah, you never know where you will end up to be.
Yes, that's true.
So how would you describe the core themes of your comic of Komik Ga Jelas? Like, is it surrealism? Is it absurdity? Is it Tell us.
Well, I guess it will fit more towards absurdism because that's like the official English translated version of the title. I choose absurdism because life is already absurd, and I try to create like this different humorous perspective on the tragic life that is from these characters, from Budi, Susi, Eko, and friends. Like for example, in Budi, his part of the absurd life is that he's in a one-way romance with another girl called Susie. So he's like, oh no, what to do? And I got inspired a lot by how absurd people can be when they feel those kind of feelings. So I try to channel that. It may be like a tragedy for you right now, but if you look at it from like a further lens, it's funny. Yeah, things like that.
And how many characters are there? Because you mentioned Budi, Tono as well mentioned before.
So all of these guys are Budi, or?
Oh no, Budi is only the guy without any clothes.
Okay, so can we see right here, right behind
Over
us,
there.
right here?
Yeah, okay.
He is the main character, and then there are his friends. There's Susie, that's the girl like beside him with the pink T-shirt.
Yes.
Oh,
and
that's
then-
the girl that he
Yes,
in love with.
And the very muscular guy. So he got muscular if he drinks es kelapa muda or coconut.
Right.
So kind of like an Indonesian Popeye. His name is Tono. So there's like a lot in total. If I have to like compile everybody in the Jakarta, I say it, their city, it's like 50-ish.
50-ish characters.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's a lot.
And from the comic strips that we see on social media, and of course all these books, people can, resonate with the stories and also the everyday encounters that we see from your comics. Does it come from your personal experiences, or do you listen to your stories or from your friends, or how do you get inspired in making and drawing these comics and bringing them to life?
Well, it's actually a combination of a lot of them. Like I had inspiration from my friends, but also from me. And sometimes I get inspired by, because we do events a lot, like comic events, and I talk to a lot of people. So that's like my main source of inspiration. Like for example, one of our character, Eko, he is a online ojek driver, and to get like the inspiration for him, I went through a few months only taking ojek online, and just to like get stories from for research and get stories from the yeah, I guess so in a way. I mean, I only like write like small news when I was in high school, but like that really helps me with how to do research for the characters.
Right. So this comic often features bizarre and also surreal situations. So how do you choose which theme or which topic is bizarre enough or absurd enough to for the viewers to resonate with the theme?
Well, actually, I just listen to my heart. No, well, that's like only a small part. I mean, sometimes what we do is that we sketch out the ideas first and the theme. If it works, then it goes to the finishing stage. If it doesn't work, it'll stay in the bank forever, or maybe like someday it will turn to something else. But usually, I just find a way to twist it a bit to make it more absurd. But sometimes it doesn't take that much, because most of the inspiration I take, like, life is stranger than fiction sometimes.
Yes.
So that's what I channel through.
Yeah. Putting the life's comedies into your artwork.
Yes.
And now we can see here that you have all these merchandises. There are these books that you have brought for us right here in the studio.
Walk us through it.
Yes. How many published comics books do you have so far? Let's start with there.
Well, mainstream-wise, actually, we have 3 volumes with Alex Media. Oh, that's actually a pretty special. So if you go to the first page, just try. Yes, first page.
There you go.
Yes, there's actually a smell. You could try to smell the first page. Yeah, right in the star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
Smells like
only that one though.
perfume.
Yeah, that one
This
too.
one too.
Yes.
Put your nose near this.
Oh, that's
yes,
you?
yes. Yeah, you just sniff an armpit.
No.
Really?
Oh no.
That's a good smelling armpit.
Yeah, but then the next page, open the page, and then you will see.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Spoiler alert.
It smells like a car perfume. Actually, it smells good. Guys.
Yeah, the smell is called coconut fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's
neat.
his thing, his gimmick.
That's cool.
Well, that means you have published all these books, and there's also merchandises as well.
Yes.
Do you collaborate with these brands, or how does this work? Because of course, this is all your creations. This
Yes.
is all your creative work.
Well, in terms of merchandise, like the ones in the front, that's actually a licensing collaboration with Pioneer Lifestyle. So what we do is that during the launch of their new headset, we create a special packaging that you just see right there. And then actually, like the headphone, it has the character there too. So we released for a limited time and actually sold out. So we're pretty grateful for that people are like really liking the way the characters are being, applied to the products. You also do, that's a few socks that you could see there. That's with Stay Hoops, local brand. So we also collaborate with local and also international brand. And it was actually done on pandemic. It was really surprising because it was a nationwide release and it got sold out pretty fast. And we were like, oh my God, okay, so that's actually some of the things that really inspired me to do. Okay, so this is possible, like local Indonesian comic characters collaborate with the brand and actually goes really good.
And you could also introduce the very, the Indonesian life or the, Ga Jakarta life from the comic books that we can see right here. So it's more, people can get an introduction of what it is like with the markets and everything as well.
That's very Indonesian.
Very Indonesian. Es Kelapa Muda is life, right?
Yes, yes.
I really like that theme that you put Es Kelapa Muda into the the Indonesian version of Popeye that gives you
Yes.
strength and muscle energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, like not so long ago, like actually last week, we went to a Singapore Comic Con, and we create a translated English version that you're holding. And inside, I still like retain some of the Indonesian coreness
Yes.
of things, the Indonesian vibe. It's actually translated really well.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
how was the feedback like? Because of course, different audiences,
Yes.
probably they have different ways of life.
Well, good thing is humor is kind of universal.
Yes.
So that really helps a lot. I mean, I pick and choose a few of the comics and I translate them. Some of the comics that very Indonesian puns, I couldn't really like take it. But people's actually really liking it. Yeah, I'm quite surprised. I'm really glad.
Yeah, that's good news because probably Singapore and also Malaysian market are we have similarities in terms of cultures
that's
and
true.
maybe jokes around. So
Yeah.
that's good news. And I want to ask you about a character that recently made its debut at the Jakarta Fashion Week. Am I correct?
Oh, yeah.
Right. So tell us about this character, about this Alexa character.
So Alexa is actually born during the pandemic era.
Which one is Alexa right
Yes.
now?
Which one is Alexa?
Alexa is the one holding the camera with the
Oh.
cat.
Oh.
Yes.
The sassy eyes
Yeah,
right
yes.
there.
Edgy.
Yeah, so she's the sassy, edgy girl, very artsy.
Okay, right here on screen.
Yes, that's Alexa during the Jakarta Fashion Week. She was brought to life by one of the famous Indonesian cosplayer, Larissa Rochefort. And it was really great. We were invited by Bu Sinta from LabX and bubu.com to one day, like out of nowhere, like, hey, I'm doing this thing in Jakarta Fashion Week. Do you want to be like a part of it? Because we did a collaboration with the socks, and
Yes.
she was really happy with it. And we were like, okay, what's the time? Like 1 month. 1 month to do all the things. So I decided to do like an animation for the opening. We made our own music with one of my music producer friend. So it became a soundtrack for the whole like fashion. And then it was wild. It was wild. It was a wild 1 month, but I'm really happy with how it goes because it looks really cool.
Yes.
Uh,
Really, literally coming to life.
Yeah.
yes,
yeah.
yes.
But
Really cool.
Very nice. Larissa really did a good job. She was like exercising in the morning. Like, is it like this, like the way the character walks and stuff like that? So I'm like, yeah.
yes, that is exactly like that.
Yes.
But speaking of characters, I mean, you have all these 50 characters
Mm-hmm.
from Komik Ga Jelas, but how do you develop their personalities throughout the time, throughout the years especially?
Yes. Well, it's like one step at a time because I realized looking from, big IP studios like Walt Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, what they do is that they debut the character first with like this baseline or foundational story, like origin or background, and then it evolves over time. So that's what I do because back then, Budi doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
At all. It was just like a stickman character. And then I decided, okay, what's the most Indonesian name ever? And then I remember my like middle school textbook, Budi.
Yes. Probably from elementary school
What an
textbook
Yes,
as well.
yes.
Ini Budi.
Yeah, Budi goes to the market. Things like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, in regards to absurdism in comics, like, do you see this theme translates well into other media, such as animations or films? Like, what do you think?
Well, I think it depends on the person like behind it. I think in a way because absurdism itself is also like a reflection of my kind of humor. So it really helps a lot because I did a few animation, like I did a parody of Cyberpunk when it came out, and then I also did a few tests using animation because some of the brands that we work with, they ask for animation, and I try to translate that absurdism towards their brand too. So like we did like Ornament C and also Better, and we did like super strange and weird things, and they were like, okay, good. So yeah, I'm super happy that they like it. It was well.
And now you're still continuing your creative work, but what do you wish your readers or probably your fans gain from reading Komik Ga Jelas? What message, what great big picture do you want to pass on to them?
Well, I think in a way, I just want them to see like sometimes like tragedy of life complications is reflected by this character, and I want them to laugh at it. So maybe like one day, or maybe it already happened, if they could see it from afar, they will be like a bit more unstressful about it, you know. That's why because some of my comic titles, it's called Stress Destroyer, or how to make frustration disappear, because I know like how that feels. And I feel like a cathartic thing going on when I was doing the stories for Budi and Friends, and I hope like that translates well also to my readers, and they're like much more happier in life. Yeah.
And for the viewers who have not yet read Komik Ga Jelas, where can they find updates or probably your latest works?
Well, we're available in Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and also YouTube. And if the readers are only reading in English, we also have the official translated one. We just recently like launched it. It's called Absurdism, but with triple M. Yeah, that one over there.
Say goodbye to life being a cavity. We're here with absurdity.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
I like that.
thank you, Jasmine,
Yes.
for all of your creative work and especially for coming here on the C Morning Show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's really fun to talk about it, and I hope you're happy having them too.
Yes, very much so.
Oh yes, I can't wait to read all of these. Actually, they're absurd.
Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
folks. All right, so folks, that's it for right now, and now we're gonna have a little break. And when we return, we have more stories from around Indonesia. So stay tuned with us on the Morning Show.